Welcome back. This is Mrs. Boots, and we're going to do these scatter plots practice problems that we have with this lesson. The first thing we need to do is draw a line through the data. Try and make it a straight line. If you don't have a ruler, just do the best you can. So I'm going to draw a nice straight line through my data. And I notice, yes, it is a linear. Okay, so I can circle that. Now, what is the slope of that line? It is negative, right? A negative slope. And we're going to say that this is a week because most of the dots are not on the line. So my R value has to be negative. But remember, the negative R value goes with the negative slope. And week means that it has to be between 0.5 and 0.75. So we could put it at 0.6. We could put 0.7. You could make up a number anywhere between 0.5 to 0.75, anywhere in that range. Okay, let's look at number 4. We're just going to go across the top of the page. Draw a line through the data. Nice straight line, so it's a linear. What's the slope? It's positive. That means my R value is positive. Now, is it weak or strong? Well, it's not as weak as number 1, so we'll go ahead and put it at strong. So we could put this at 0.75. You could put it at 0.8. As long as it's 0.75 or higher, that's what we would do for a strong. Alright, let's look at number 7. Same thing again. We need to draw the line through the data. Try and make it as straight as possible. Now I notice this is a linear, right? It's a negatively sloped line, so I know my R value has to be negative. And this one is very strong as well. A lot stronger than number 4. So I'm going to put this at a 0.85. Alright? Because the majority of the data is on the line. So in case you haven't noticed, the R value at this point is arbitrary for us because we're not actually doing the calculation to find the R value. Okay? Number 2, we need to come in and we need to draw that line. Go through our data. It is a linear, right? It is a positive slope. So we know R is positive. And this one is also a strong. So again, anything above 0.75. So it's somewhere around 0.8. Okay? You could put 0.85, 0.86, whatever makes you happy. And number 5. Draw the line through the data. And if I could draw a straight line, we would see that every single dot is on that line. So it is linear. And this slope is negative. This is very strong. And so this is the only one that I would say is a definite. It has to be a positive one. Positive one? No. Negative one. It has to be a negative one because it's a negative slope. Okay, so make sure you remember the signs. Alright, number 8. Number 8 is awesome. They've already drawn the line for you. As you look at that line, does the data go on that line? Not really. So we're going to say it's weak. The slope of that line is positive. And obviously they drew a straight line. The R value, because it's weak, it's somewhere between 0.5 and 0.7. So I'm just going to put 0.5. We'll say 0.53, just for kicks and giggles. As long as it's between 0.5 to 0.75, we're doing good. Okay? Alright, last 3 problems. Number 3, wow. Okay, let's see what we can do here. So we could draw a line going like this, somewhere in there, maybe. Okay? This is very, very weak, alright? We could even go so far as to say none. If you went ahead and did positive, that's fine. It's still, we could say it's still linear, but the R value, it's going to do down to like 0.3, 0.4. This is very, very weak, okay? Sorry about that. Let's look at number 6. Number 6 is not a linear, and yes, you are right. That's why we've had quadratic in here, is just so that we've got that. So if you notice, the curve is almost an exact. Well, it is exact. My drawing is not exact. Okay, so the curve is an exact parabola. Okay, it is facing up, so we are going to select a positive, and it is very strong. So our R value we're going to put at a positive 1. Now, if you're uncomfortable putting 1, you can just put 0.99, because that gets you right up there. Let's look at number 9. This is our last practice problem. They've already drawn the line through the data for us and even given us an equation. What kind of equation is that? Well, that's a linear. What kind of slope? Positive. Very good. Would we say that's a weak or a strong correlation? It is strong because most of the dots are on the line, and so we could put that up above the 0.75. So we could put it at 0.9, 0.85. You could even go 0.95 if you want. Alright? Remember that R value right now is just an arbitrary so that we get a good idea of what the data is doing. We're not concerned with exactness. We'll do that in the modeling lesson. And this concludes our practice problems for the scatter plots lesson.